Hi guys, first of all, thank you very much if you reached this point. We are now entering in the last part of the course, probably my favorite. We're going to talk about editing. Editing is a very complicated and wide area. I could literally talk for hours and hours. However, there are some elements that I want to teach you to make sure that your pictures will look good. Remember to shoot the pictures with the DNG format with Lightroom Mobile, the built-in camera app, not the camera that you have in your phone, but open Lightroom. On the bottom right corner, there is the camera inside Lightroom, shoot with it and set DNG file. If you don't remember how to do it, go back in the lecture number 2 and you'll find it. Editing is absolutely key and it can make or break your picture. With editing, we can turn a very ugly composition, very ugly picture into something acceptable, something more interesting. But on the other hand, we can make a beautiful picture looking so bad. But don't worry, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know. Okay, it happens very often that when you're taking a picture, you don't have everything perfect. The composition is not perfect, details are not perfect. However, what you can do is trim the picture. So the first thing to do after you've shot the picture is to adjust the composition and the cut. In other words, just trim your photo. Let's dig into it. Okay, once we have shot the picture, the first thing that we need to do is to adjust the composition. So we go in the crop menu. With the help of the grid, we try to adjust following the rules that we set earlier. For example, here we have the subject that is in the intersection of the two lines, and we have the horizon on the top line. This is good already. In this menu, you can also choose which format you want, which is the thing that you need to understand at the beginning. If you want to use it for Instagram in a vertical version, is for example 5:7, or if you want a story is 9:16, or if you want a square is 1:1. And here you will adjust based on what you're choosing. Okay, let's leave it original at the moment. So I'm going to adjust it a little bit. Okay, I'm perfectly on that line and the horizon is perfect. Okay, this is good. Here we can also straighten. In case the horizon was not straight already, we can adjust it and rotating right or left. Make sure to avoid this bad mistake. Okay, there you go. Here in this menu, you can also rotate left or right, depending what you want to do with the photo and how you shot it. Here you can also flip it horizontal and vertical. Once you're done with the trim, the crop and rotation, you just click OK. And then we go in the next one. Very important, the light. You go in the light menu, and then the first thing that you need to do is to adjust the exposure. So be careful when you do this. Try to not burn the highlights, but show the shadows as well. You need to find the right balance. Okay, this is okay for me. And then we go in contrast. Be very careful even when you're using the contrast. Try to stay between 20 and -20. Don't go too much with the contrast and don't go too less, of course. Okay, I'm gonna put now around 12:10. Then we need to adjust the highlights. In case when you adjusted the exposure, the highlights were burned, you can try to bring them down here a little bit or a lot, depending how you want the picture and how you shot it. In this case, I'm gonna bring them down. And then with the shadows, we go a little bit higher, so we're showing more details. This is maximum, but maybe we show a little bit less to create a bit more contrast. And then we have the whites or the black. These acts a little bit as the highlights and the shadow, but they have some differences. In this case, we want to bring down the whites or up. This is the effect that it does. Okay, so play a little bit with those as well. I'm going to bring them down a bit and then up or down even the blacks. In this case, when you're bringing up the blacks, you add details on the shadows and the blacks doesn't become black anymore, but will be a bit gray. After you've chosen the format, cropped the picture and adjusted the lighting, we are ready to go and tweak the colors. But this will be in the new video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!